So,
hey guys, guess what?
What was that?
We just went through about 7 minutes of introductions and everything else, and I didn't hit the live button. So, welcome everybody to the Trace Amigos Talk Show. Yeah, and we had a cool introduction, and we had a cool welcome, and nobody heard anything. All of a sudden, I start seeing, is this thing working? Hey, hello. Once again, Santa Tom strikes again, guys. Well,
That
hey, you
beats
know what?
my win times. Let's start over.
Well, we're going to start over with Jacob in here with us because I'm not going to go through all that. Guys, welcome everybody. I've introduced everybody. I've been talking, guys. Real quick, guys, my name is Santa Tom. This is Tactical Santa and the one and only Bearded Chief. And we have Jacob from Jac'd Up Leather here. Hello, everybody. I'll run through real quick who all's here. But, guys, I will say this. I'm a little mixed match today because, as I've already said before, but we'll say it again, it was probably a little more heartfelt the first time I said it, but it means just as much now. We got the EDC cap on today representing Lee and Kim. Kim had her final cancer radiation treatment today. She is cancer-free, and we are so excited and so happy. Yeah, guys, I see y'all coming now. I'm so sorry, guys. I talked for 5 minutes and yeah. And then I got Ken Sconson's Stay Bearded, Be Blessed shirt on today because we are supporting Ken and Mel on the and our thoughts and prayers are with them for the passing of Mel's mother and what a difficult time is with them. And we're just thinking about them, and also mention True North. And the congratulations, because I don't think we mentioned them the birth of their young son this year. And Finn, very happy for you. I'm very excited that he's going to be having his first Christmas. And guys, hey, what more can I say? Thank y'all very much for being here. Chief and Dino had, if they want to go on and say some other things, that's fine. Man, guys, I'm telling you, I done introduced all y'all. But real quick, guys, we got the first one here with Baker. We got Kilt Beard Company. Guys, I feel so bad, man.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Ronnie.
Ronnie.
I feel like we've already done this before and said hello to everybody. Hey, Bonnie. And, of course, True North.
True North.
North Crew.
Randy.
Hello, Randy.
3D. What's
3D.
going on, guys? All right. Try not to get people. I've already frickin' frack.
Hey.
I said some nice things about you, I promise.
I did too.
Oh, guys, we were talking about the picture you posted of your younger, the throwback picture, and how good you guys look. But and of course, Alan, yes, I hope it's working now. Alan's one of my Santa buddies in the community. Golly, guys. Is it Haley? Sorry. I keep saying I should wear my glasses. Abe, how are you? Yes, we made it, Ronnie. Jordan. Sorry, guys, if I'm rushing through this here. Dad Beards.
What's up, Dad Beards?
Yeah, Warren. Yeah, go ahead. Y'all just give me a hard time. I deserve it. Amber. All right, trying to get through here. Black Manor.
Black Manor. Renee.
Hello.
What's up?
And guys, I don't know if it's proper to say this, but Black Manor, they had some issues with, I think, their website, but I think they've got it back up and running now. And I do believe that they are running she's running a sale as well. So y'all go check out Black Manor Grooming. Right.
Yeah, check out Alan's lawn cares post. That's pretty cool. Yep.
Have I made it down that far yet?
That's brand new.
Okay.
Yep.
David Brown.
Nice.
Good evening, gentlemen. Hope everyone's warm, safe. Yeah, it's cold here in Texas. It's down in the 30s, which is probably nothing like what y'all are dealing with. But in Texas, it's cold.
Yeah. Anything below 70 is cold.
All right. Mike, good to see you, brother.
What's up, Brewer?
I got to ask Mike, because have y'all ever done that before? Started a show and been 10 minutes in and then realize you're not live? I know Tyson over there does it all the time on his live shows.
Santa,
Terrorist
just blame it on the
times.
elves, man. Just blame it on the elves, Santa.
All right.
Blame Jacob. So much easier to blame the guest.
Hey, why not? What the heck?
Excellent job, Alan.
Awesome
Excellent job. He graduated from his Santa school today. I'm proud of you, brother, man. That's what an awesome course that is. All right, Baker, you're here now. That's all that matters. Absolutely. All right, I think we're just about okay. Dead smooth. I'm sorry, Black Banner. You are absolutely correct. It was dead smooth. I'm very sorry. Maybe I ought to just shut up and let y'all do all the talking today.
Santa, have you been hitting the eggnog today?
No, I have not.
No eggnog today.
Yeah, so the whole live thing's got me all flustered now. So anyway, I'm gonna let's see. Tara says I'm the queen of going live for 10 minutes. Tara, thank you very much. You have warmed my heart and made me feel so much better. But guys, without further ado, Chief, please, for the love of sakes, take it away.
Hey, so Tara mentioned that. I was going to say something, but I just think it was entertaining watching her. And she's just, you see her face and her hands moving. And I watched that whole episode, and it was hilarious. I think it was unplugged. Right. Or Mike was unplugged or something.
Right.
And I'm like, I wonder how long this is going to last.
Right.
And I watched the whole thing. It was like 10, 12 minutes. And but yeah, if something doesn't go off, it's not a show,
right. Right. Hey, Chief, before you get started, I just want to say something to Tara. Tara, I would have worn your shirt today. It was at the other house, but I will have that shirt you wanted me to wear. It'll be next week. I promise you. I will have that shirt on, like my profile.
So, real quick shout out to everybody in California, Jacob. I want to get right to you, but man, what devastation going on out there, and they're running out of water, and it's really bad. They're bringing in firefighters from all over to help those blazes, and a lot of insurance companies cut off their fire insurance. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how these people sleep at night, but our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody out there. So hello, Jacob.
Definitely. My whole crew is actually out there in California right now.
What are they doing? Firefighting or yeah.
Wildland.
Are they like the smoke jumpers and things like that?
Yeah. Yeah, they're actually 3 of them are smoke jumpers right now.
Wow.
How deranged do you have to be to jump out of a plane into smoke and fire? You got to be a little off upstairs. I mean, I'm crazy. I've done some crazy stuff in my day, but that's crazy.
Fun.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
So Jacob, we're gonna mellow you out a little bit because you've been on lives before, but we like to start off with some goofiness. And Dino's going to join me with this and that tonight. So I'm going to ask you a question, this and that, and then boom, he's going to ask you a this and that. So are you ready?
Sounds good.
Okay. You have to poke one of these.
Oh, great.
Okay. You have to poke one of these with a stick. A hibernating bear, okay? Hibernating bear, or a caged honey badger that you have to let loose in 5 minutes.
Oh, I'm poking the bear.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Because he's sleeping, right? Yeah.
Right.
Reach in there in his den and give him a quick jab and then run. He's going to be disoriented. Exactly right answer. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not poking a honey badger. There ain't no way in hell.
No. But you had to poke one of them.
Yeah, just like all the memes go around. It says, honey badger don't give a
It don't give an F.
Right?
Yeah.
Alrighty. You get your choice of a trip here. Caribbean cruise or an Alaskan cruise.
Alaskan.
Yeah, I would do that too. Yep. All the nature you can see going to Alaska. Alaska's like a special place. I definitely agree. Correct
Right.
choice. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Would you rather ride a horse for 5 days or be horse for 5 days?
Wait,
Oh,
what?
Be horse like I am right now, a little where you can't, your words are
Oh,
all,
okay.
yeah. I'm
I'd rather ride a horse.
You think?
Yeah.
Man, I rode a horse one time for like 5 minutes and it wanted to go back to its stall and I didn't know how to control it. So I'm in the stall with this horse and I'm hanging from the rafters. I never rode another one. I stuck to dirt bikes because you could shut the gas off of a dirt bike. Horse, there's no gas. No gas.
The longest I ever spent in the saddles, we were doing roundup on the northern end of Arizona, and we were up there for 3 months riding for probably right around 16 hours a day.
wow. Man.
What hurts the worst? Like your thighs, your back, your butt?
Everything.
Everything. Yeah. What you got,
Alrighty. You have to choose one of these to eat for the rest of your life. Brisket or pulled pork?
Oh, brisket.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Correct answer. Oh yeah, brisket all day long. What about you, Chief?
I might have to go the other way.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
I like me some
Sa-
pulled pork.
Santa Tom, what about you?
Oh, definitely brisket every day, all day.
Okay, I'm the odd man out. That's okay. That's okay. All right, you ready? Would you rather take a punch from Bruce Lee or a kick from Chuck Norris?
Ooh.
Just one.
I would actually have to probably go with the Chuck Norris because I've seen old videos of Bruce Lee's 1-inch punch, and there's no. I think I'd rather survive a kick better.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess if it was like a stomach kick or something, like a side roundhouse or something, that'd probably be a little better than that 1-inch punch. Yeah, I love them old Bruce Lee movies, man.
Oh yeah.
Man, love them.
I like the one, I forgot I think it was Enter the Dragon that Chuck Norris was actually in with him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Chuck Norris was in a lot of Bruce Lee's and Superfoot Wallace and a bunch of those guys. Yeah.
Right. Right.
All righty.
Oh, alrighty. Flannel or hoodie? What would you wear?
Well, considering that my daughter steals all my hoodies, the only thing I have left is my flannels.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I get that.
Right.
Yeah. Kids steal the weirdest stuff, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man.
It's like I've got both of the True North hoodies and I've got a couple others. And they're in her closet.
No, go steal them back, man. Go steal them back. Mm-hmm. Okay, my last one. I just started this company, man, and I'm the biggest company out there, beard company. And you want to be my ambassador, but you got to kind of prove yourself. Okay, so you got to do one of two things. All right, you need to apply beard butter unwillingly to one of these. Okay, a zombie or Sasquatch. You want to be an ambassador of Chief Co. You got to prove yourself.
Oh, well, that's an easy question. For one, there's no such thing as zombies unless you count these new millennial kids that are stuck on their phones. The Sasquatch is real, because, there's stuff out there that we haven't seen yet. So I'm going to go with Bigfoot.
You think he'd let you put Chief Co. beard butter on him without
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
What would you do to soften him up to make him want to put Chief Co Beard Company on his face?
I'd go get my younger brother, which I think because he's the missing link because he's so damn hairy, and I'd go here interpret.
Okay, you're now my ambassador for Chief Co Beard Company. I love it. That's awesome. That was fun. Dino, do you got any more?
I don't have any more of this or that, but actually, I can. How about this? I'll throw my question I ask all the time, and if you could see any musical artist, dead or alive, who would you want to see?
Chris Ledoux.
Chris Ledoux.
Very cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
Just because I grew up with rodeo, and Chris Ledoux's music was all about his rodeo life.
Yeah.
And he was actually a national champion bronc rider. So, and I loved his music growing up. So I would say Chris Ledoux.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
So we both met Jacob at the Buckeye Beard Battle #2.
Yep.
And I didn't know Jacob's face at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm standing next to the guy for, I don't know, 10 minutes. He's like, "You don't know me, do you?" And I was like, "Maybe." And then, boom, once he said Jac'd Up Leather, Jacob, I was like, "No way." And we hit it off, man.
Right.
We got a lot in common, basic welding and stuff like that, man. We were just like, yeah, in the beard world. And yeah, so it was a pleasure getting to meet you at the battle, man. And he's going to do a little something special for the shelf that we're building. It's going to be like all of us are going to be part of that shelf for Buckeye Beard Battle #3. So there's going to be a little leather work. There's going to be a little chief work, and then all the oils we're donating from the show. So we're going to thank you big time, Jacob, for that that awesome leather work. I'm sure it's going to be brilliant.
All right, awesome. I can't wait. I mean, I've actually got some ideas on doing something for it, and I'll run them by you.
No. So you can't let me see that belt. I don't want to see the shelf, man. I just just full send, man. Full send. I don't care. Right. You could have pink hearts on it. I don't care. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, I got my Sparky shirt on.
I got scared there for a second, Chief, and you're like, Jacob's going to do leather. I'm going to make a thing. And I thought you were going to be like, Tactical Santa's going to provide firearms. I was like,
Dang, I'm entering. I want that thing now.
So, high points and skies. Here we come.
Yeah, at least they're high points. You can buy them really cheap.
Right.
So I had the dentist this week. I want to just throw that out there. And the night before I got this tooth worked on, I actually did some work to my beard, because there's nothing worse than having a dentist and an assistant in your mouth and they're shoving hairs in your mouth, so I kind of pre-prepped for the dentist, and I think it worked because I didn't feel any of the beard hairs getting shoved in my mouth, but I can chew on both sides of my face now. Life is good.
Yeah. Right. Awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Trimmed old mustache up. Yeah. So, Jacob, what started this leather fascination business, beards, everything? You got into like the gamut, man, of cool stuff.
Well, the leather actually started back when I was really young. My dad would repair saddles and, make his own belts and everything else. And I got into it with him, and then probably, when I was 14, that's when my dad passed away. I kind of got out of it. I just that was something that me and him did, and didn't want to do anything with it after that. Come fast forward to 2017, 18, something like that. I was welding at the time, and we were working on a job somewhere out there in the Gulf, and this guy comes up and he shows me his hood that he got, and it was from a company that I've known about, and I was like, well, all right. And I got on their site and I looked at it and I was like, well, I'm not going to pay that much for a welding hood. And so I was like, my next rotation home, I'm just going to make one. I've worked leather before when I was a kid, so started making my own, and it basically snowballed from there because once I made them, everybody else was like, "Oh, make me one," and I'm sitting
Right.
there going, and I started understanding why that company was charging that much money.
Right.
Yeah.
So, been doing it ever since then. So yeah, it was the welding that got me back into it. So pretty much that's how it started.
So those hoods, were they like a full leather wrap your dome hood, or was it, because I've had welding hoods that are just right over your eyes and nose, and you bite on a piece for like getting under pipes and stuff. You just
Oh,
gotta,
like the old pancakes.
yeah. Or what did
Yeah.
yours cover the head?
I did them all. I custom did the pancakes for guys. I did the old pipeliners. I did the old square face deals. The only ones that I would not do were the back then when they were just getting popular was the auto shades. But
Yeah.
the auto shades ones were made out of that really flimsy plastic. So I was like, I'm not touching those because something will break and I'm not going to buy somebody a new damn hood for it.
I got a question, and I'll give you my answer, but you give me yours. Or I could go first so you can think about it. What is the weirdest, most uncomfortable, unnatural position or place that you've ever had to weld anything? You want me to go first?
Go for it.
Okay. You know what the yard arms are on the ship, right? Where they put the flags and they haul up the different flags, the semaphore flags, and there's
Yeah.
a yard arm sticking out with a little wheel. It broke off, and me and a buddy of mine had to go up and sit. He actually sat on, I don't know, maybe 8-inch top of the mast of the ship. Okay, he had to sit there, and I had to hold the pipe, which was way back like this. Okay, and the only thing holding me to the mast was what they call, I'm sorry, ladies, it's called a ball buster, and it slides up and it clicks. And then you got your harness on and you slide it up and click, click, click. And that's the only thing keeping you safe. So I got to let go of the mast, lean backwards with, I don't know, 12, 16 pounds of pipe with a bird mouth on it, while my buddy leans over and welds over my face. And it's going like this. It doesn't look like that when you're down there, but when you're up there, you're hauling butt. And it was scary.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got down, my legs were like jello.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I think mine was, I actually had to put a dampener back on one of the stacks at one of the silos there in Texas. And when they first told me that, I was like, oh, okay, well, I could just, go inside, go up on a ladder and fix what. Yeah, no ladder. They couldn't open the door. It was been jammed shut for years. They were trying to get it over. So I had to go helicopter into the top of the silo,
Nice.
hang from the damn rope from the helicopter while I'm trying to weld this. And the only way I could actually do it was actually welding upside down, welding like this. And you could always, when you're on one of those things, anything the helicopter up there is feeling, you are feeling down here. So if for some reason a hot or whatever, that hot air pockets or whatever, cold air pockets, whatever it is that makes them drop. There was one time where I swear to God, I dropped 20 feet, and not having a parachute on or anything like that, and just dropping 20 feet just like that, you just going, holy crap, pull me out of here because I just messed my drawers.
Well, sorry, you have to finish the job with those messy drawers, though.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
Wow.
Guys, we got a couple questions if I can jump in real quick.
Yeah.
And I think somebody's got all y'all beat in the hardest welding spot. Kilt Beard wants to know, what was the name inspiration for the name Jac'd Up? I've never asked.
Oh, okay. Well, probably about a year after getting into it. And then this is, I've already had a couple customers, didn't really have a name for anything yet. And so me, my wife, and my daughter, we've been going back and forth trying to figure out a name for it. And my wife one day just pipes in and goes, well, what do you think of Jac'd Up? And I was like, okay, well, that came out of left field. But she goes, well, if you look at it, she goes, you got the J is for Jacob. A is for, oh, honey, I forget what the hell. It's Anne. It's my wife's middle name. The C is for Caitlin, my daughter, and the D is for Daniel.
Nice. Yeah.
So
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is.
And Bonnie says, my freshman year in high school, I had to dress up because my choir class was performing that same day in my ag class. I had to do welding, so I was wearing a dress and heels while welding. I think she's got both y'all beat.
Well, does welding in shorts and flip-flops count?
Close enough.
Yeah. You've caught yourself on fire before, though, obviously.
More times than I want to admit.
Yeah. Ruined so many clothes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
many clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And you got these kids out there complaining about, they got their sneakers dirty and they just ruined a $200 pair of shoes. And I'm sitting there going, I go through a $300 pair of work boots in 6 months. What are you complaining about?
Right. Destroy them. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely destroy them.
Right.
Yep.
Well, I don't normally speak up, Jacob, too much and let these guys talk, but I do have, I come up, I try to let the guests that we have coming on kind of be an inspiration for a video that I do for the week. And I did a video today called, and this is not a promo. Y'all don't have to go watch the video. It's not what I'm talking about this, but I did a video called The Measure of a Man. And basically, it's the makeup of what I believe, in my own opinion, what a true man is. And one of the inspirations about that, and what I'd like you to talk about a little bit is, and I know you have relationships with all your children, but one in specifically I'd like you to touch on is your son, Daniel. And for me, Jacob is the what inspired me to do this video. And if you get a chance to watch it, Jacob, you can, if you don't have to, but your life and what I know about you and how you deal with and treat your son and how you've been there and the man that you've been, it was an inspiration for that video. And I just want you to know that if you do ever watch that, so tell us about your son and that relationship, that father-son relationship that you have with your son and how it's made you a better man in life.
Well, it was definitely a rough start. I found it, and Daniel is my ex-girlfriend's. Okay. Terry's not, well, Terry's mom. I'll say that Terry's mom. But my ex-girlfriend is, or as my daughter puts her, is the egg donor. But I found out that probably halfway when she was pregnant that we found out that he was going to be born with difficulties and whatever. And I was 20. I was 21, almost going to be turning 22 when he was born. And I was like, okay, so listen to the doctors and everything else and going to the appointments with her and everything else. And it's starting to really started to sink in as closer as he got to being born. And I was like, okay, my dad raised us kids and with my mom and everything, and the stuff that they went through raising all of us kids. And I know I was like, okay, so my dad was this type of guy, this type of man that raised us, and I didn't find out till later that my older sister is really only my half sister. And to this day, I still don't look at her as a half sister. But my dad adopted her and took her in and raised her as his own. Had no problem doing that. And so I took that in there thinking when he was born, and I was like, okay, my dad could do that back then in the 70s. There should be no problem for me doing this today. And the whole time, I'm sitting there when he was born. I sat there. That's the only thing I could think of when he was born was my dad. And she was nice enough to let me name him after my dad, which thank God, because, but anyways, doctor came in and he was in the ICU for about a month. And I was up there every day, past visiting hours, before visiting hours. I spent the whole time at the side of his incubator. He was born 3 months early. And then the whole time, I mean, and it's kind of hard for someone like me to admit, but the whole time I was sitting there, there was moments where I would cry.
Yeah.
So, but after he got to go home, we started learning what the stuff, all the stuff that he's going to need and the doctor's visits and everything else. So for 3 years, he lived with her and her mom. And so, and I would try to get him every weekend or be over there and everything else. And then me and his mom had a pretty bad falling out to where it was she wouldn't return my phone calls, and I'd go months without being able to see him. And it was driving me crazy. It's like, I have this son out there and, I can't see him, and it's driving me nuts, and I'm getting pissed. So out of the blue, she decides that she is going to move to Yuma, Arizona. And if anybody's ever been to Yuma, there's nothing out there. And definitely for the services that he's going to need. So with Daniel's grandma's help, we petitioned for custody. And so at 3 years, judge finally awarded me custody, which is almost unheard of, especially in Arizona or anywhere at that time. Even in the year 2000, it was almost unheard of. So, and that was the same year that I met Terry. So she came into the relationship with me knowing that I have Daniel. She actually got to hold him while he was in the hospital. So that right there just kind of like, okay, she's definitely a keeper. I got to marry this woman before she finds out how dumb and I am, before she realizes it. So, and we got married. We got married in 2000. Anyways, So, but once we got custody of him, we started going through it and, you know, making sure his appointments is, you know, make sure he's getting his medicine, and he's been on medication since he was about a year old. So, but in the back of my mind, this whole, you know, he's 24 now, turning 25 this year. So,
Nice.
but yeah, the whole 24 years of his life, has taught me one thing, and the one thing that he has taught me more than anybody else in the world is he has taught me patience. And with him, you have to have patience. There's times where he doesn't have any patience, but you still have to maintain yours. So, but yeah, he's taught me a lot of patience. He's taught me to slow down. There's times when I first started this business where the house in Texas where he was, you know, he'd be sitting in the living room watching TV or whatever. And I'm sitting there over at my leather desk just working away, trying to get this leather work done and out. And he would come over there and he would come over and force his way in between me and the bench and sit right there and stand right there. Grab my hammer that I had in my hand, and he would set it down. And I was like, oh, okay. It's your time. Okay, what do you want to do?
Right.
So, yeah. So it'd be patience would be this is the main thing that he has taught me, and so.
Amber, can we get a birth date and put a shout out in the newsletter for him? That'd be awesome.
Yes, it would.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
I got to ask real quick. I don't want to interrupt because this is a great story, but tell us more about why he fires everybody.
Okay. He fires everybody. And he does this a lot. Well, because I go live every once, lately it's been every once in a while whenever I can. But before I would go live with Albert from Team Hard Life. And so he would always come in, he would come up and sit right in between me and the camera, and he would fire people. So, and the whole, I mean, everybody in the chat was just, you know, it just loves it. And where he got it from, there's two places. It was some show, some kid show or something. Oh, it was The Bug's Life. Okay, and those two little beetles or whatever the heck they are, in the show, you know, they're sitting there going, "You're fired," you know, or whatever. And then the other thing that probably was from a show that one that Donald Trump did,
Apprentice,
and he would fire people. Yeah, The Apprentice. So,
he got it from the bus driver.
huh?
Oscar's friend.
Was it Oscar? Okay, so my.
They would fire the aides on the bus.
Yeah, they would fire the aides on the bus, I guess is what she's telling me. But Oscar, his old bus driver. So I guess taught him that. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for sharing that. It's you know, it's easy for us to sit here and, you know, something I have to remind myself of daily. And I think it behoove everybody is no matter what we think we're going through in life, there's always somebody that's dealing with something probably a little bit, you know, a little bit more than you are. I'm not going to say worse because it's not worse, but you're to me, Jacob, you are the epitome of a man's man, and we appreciate and love you for that, man. And that's what people see your heart and appreciate you sharing that.
You bet. And you know, with him, I mean, even as much as he's gone through his whole life, I mean, he broke his arm when he was young, and we didn't even know it.
Wow.
I mean, he broke it right up here too. He got it caught in his crib, and he started yelling, and we're like, oh, okay, then, you know. we let his arm out or whatever else, and the only thing that he would do is, he kind of favored it a little bit, and we're just like, used to him, because if he stubs his toe, he won't want to walk for a week. I mean, he would milk it. Just like, he would totally milk it out, like, okay, I could sucker mama into dad to carrying me around and everything if I just hurt myself a little bit. And so, but this last break on his leg, I think that's probably about the worst thing that so far that he's gone through, really, even with the surgeries and everything else that kid has gone through. I think so far this is the worst.
Wow.
What's one of the cool things that he does that just grabs your heart?
Oh God, just about almost everything he does.
Everything.
I think what kind of got me, well, before he broke his leg, he would actually, I'd be in here working, and he'd be doing whatever out there in the living room or back in his room, and he would come around the corner, and out of the corner of my eye, and he would just kind of just poke his head in and just stare, not say anything, but just stare. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he would bolt in, going and try to scare me. He did that one time when I was dyeing leather, and I was 90% done on this project, and it was just a little project that was something I was doing, but it was for a customer. And he came in, and I did not see him, and he came up and he knocked my elbow, and the dye went all over the project. And normally it would have been fine, but it was black dye.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, there goes that project. So I contacted the customer, and I told him, I said, hey, look, this happened. I sent him a picture of it, and the customer ended up going, you know what? Dye
like
everything black. That looks cool. And I was like,
Nice.
okay.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but I think since the accident, the coolest thing that I seen was him actually firing me.
You're fired.
And we were just like, oh my gosh, okay, his attitude is slowly coming back. That is awesome.
Right.
So
I got tree fitty. Can you show me the belt?
No.
Tree fitty. Tree fitty. 4
sorry,
fitty.
can't do it. No, can't do it.
Come on.
Okay, all right. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready? All
Yeah.
right. Okay. You didn't say which belt.
You freaking got me, dude. You freaking got me. You ain't getting no tree fitty. That's crazy.
Oh man. Yep.
Is it done?
Well, actually, huh?
Is it done?
No, I'm actually still waiting on the plates from Josh down there in Florida. And yes, this is actually getting custom made plates for this belt.
So a little mixture of metal, a little mixture of leather.
Well, actually, it's not even metal. It's those them plastic things that
3D
I don't know
printing.
what they. Yeah.
Yeah.
Found out another leather worker that I'm really good friends with. He does a little bit of that 3D printing on the side, and so he's actually making the plates for me. So
Nice.
Right.
I definitely have to go to this battle, Buckeye
Yeah.
Beard Battle 3, to see
Yeah.
this. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, and there's if you want a belt like that, then yeah.
Oh, I'm working on it, man. I am working on it. I'm working on it. King,
You know,
King Crab.
you know what, Chief? Maybe we can sweeten this up. What if we gave you free firearms lessons with the tactical Santa to see the belt
And tree fitting.
and tree fitting.
No, can't do it. Sorry.
Man, he didn't even budge on that one. That wasn't even like, it was like, yeah, no, no.
Okay. I will send you the dimensions of the shelf, but you're not going to get to see the shelf. How's that? Nanner.
Okay.
Yeah. You won't play games?
Now, Jacob, are you going to be at the beard battle this year?
If everything is going well with Daniel, then yes, I am.
Okay.
If everything is not going well, then what I might do is I might meet up with Tactical Santa here and hand him the belts so he could take them down there for me.
Yep. Right.
Because he's 45 minutes from me.
Okay. I see where the love's at.
I love you, Chief, but
Chief, can you? There. Somebody's asking when is it? Would you mind reminding everybody when that is?
September 6th, Newark, Ohio. I don't remember the name of the place because I don't know if it's reserved yet, but it's going to be in Newark.
Isn't the barn? The
is
barn?
it called the barn?
I think it's called the barn.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's called the barn.
because it's going to be in a new. It's
Yeah.
not the same place as last year.
Yeah.
It's going to be a new place.
A new
Yep.
place, a bigger venue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is going to be kind of weird because the other place was a little grungy, a little, it was kind of home,
Right.
You put a bunch of us in an uppity place, man. I don't know how we're going to act.
Right.
We're going to be sipping tea
Right.
with our pinkies up and la la la,
Right.
top hats to you, I don't know.
So, yeah. So Jacob, if you do come see me to give me the belt, you got to bring Daniel because I actually have a cookie dough ice cream bar. So I actually have cookie dough and ice cream. You got to bring him so you guys can get some ice cream and cookie dough. Yeah.
Well, the only problem with that is he doesn't eat sweets.
You don't?
Really?
Even when he was a kid.
Really? Okay.
And it wasn't our anything to do with us. We would actually try to give him sweets to help kind of gain a little weight for him.
Right.
Nope.
That's all right. More for you then. You'll stop by and I'll get you some ice cream.
I got enough around me.
Admit it, you've tried that belt on, haven't you?
Nope.
Yeah, you have.
Nope.
you
tried this belt.
You've walked around the house with your, oh yeah, brother, hold it above your head. You've done that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The one that he gave out at the battle, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, brother. Tell us how you say it. Tell us how you say it. Oh yeah, brother.
God, I haven't done any of that since I was younger.
So speaking of like belts, what type of products do you offer? Like if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, what kind of stuff do you make? Like, for example, if I looked at you and said, hey, I want to do can you make me an everyday carry dump tray? Is that something you could make?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't had any products or anything in here right now just because what happened to Daniel.
Right.
But I will show you something that actually kind of really got this business going, really. And this is for all the saltwater guys. And it's not complete yet, but this is actually a fishing reel cover.
Oh.
For deep sea fishing reels.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted the wood grain look and everything else, so I just kind of made it look like the side of a barn from natural cut pine.
Nice.
I heard you say Salt Life, and my ears perked up because I thought you were saying Navy, but there's another Salt Life that I'm maybe.
Yeah, it's well for us shark fishers, but this is something that I actually going through, and I meant to finish it a while ago and send it to him, but
Right.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's nice.
Nice.
so and what it is it's a holder for your Chicago combs, which Chief has my very first one that I ever made,
Nice.
and he won it at the battle last year.
Nice. I know
Leather one.
No smoky.
we had a question. An everyday carry dump tray is just like a tray where you stick your keys, your wallet, stuff like that. Some people who carry, they'll stick their firearm there, just whatever they got on them. It's somewhere a place where they can just dump everything right there, and it's ready for the next day.
Like a basket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually had a leathersmith buddy of mine at work hook my coyote gun up with the strap, but I wanted it because I'm a big guy, and the amount of clothes I wear in the winter is, it makes me puffier. So I said, I want a strap that's at least a foot longer so I could just chuck it up over and not get it all caught up. And he made this thing nice and long and had my name and stuff in it and did a real good job. He got all the tools and stuff from his dad when he passed. And I don't think he's as advanced as you, but did a pretty good job.
In fact, I just actually got done with this.
Nice. Very nice.
Uh-huh.
You got the straps in there for.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, that's the.
Oh, that's great.
That is cool. Heck yeah.
Do you stamp that in the leather, or is it like cut with tools?
Okay, so like when you're doing like this is a piece that I'm working on a piece that this is actually just going to be for me, but I'm actually going to carve in the word legacy on it, and I'm gonna get it framed, and it's going to go up on my wall. But grab this right here. What it is we'll trace it out with a pencil, the design we want, and we carve it out with this.
Wow. Okay.
So, and this is the only area where you'll see the swivel knife is in leatherworking.
Oh.
It was specifically made
So it
for it.
turns.
Yeah. And you just sit there and hold it, and it'll turn and swivel and everything else.
So you don't have to move the piece around.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, we still do it just to make it a little easier
Yeah.
on us. And then we use these bevelers to make the impressions on the leather.
Wow. Interesting.
For a couple people have asked, guys. I asked Jacob where the easiest way to get a hold of him is. It is on his Instagram page. I believe it's linked to his work website and his work site. So if we got it scrolling down here at the bottom, you can get a hold of Jacob on his Instagram page to ask him about any products.
Right. I will tell you, Jacob, if Matt Hill from Florida Boys Grooming gets a hold of you and says he wants you to make a leather jock strap with a Glock holster on it for tactical Santa, you don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, I'd have to turn him down anyways because I don't make holsters.
There you go.
You're out of the woods, buddy.
And I don't do the lingerie stuff either.
No Mad Max? Come on, some Mad Max.
Cool. No.
Yep. So what about I assume with all the leather making, I know a lot of guys in here, and Chief, you do too. You ride motorcycles. So do you make leather stuff for motorcycles, like roll bags and maybe saddle bags, or stuff like that? Have you ever gotten into that, or
Get back whip?
Yeah.
I've had a couple of people ask if I would make them saddlebags, and I would tell them, says, well, I can. I says, I've never made them, so I'm going to have to have to charge you by the hour to do it. And they're like, and then I said it could cost anywhere from $600 to $800,
Right.
For a custom set of bags. And they're like, okay, so well, I can get the ones that are Harley ones or whatever for way cheaper than that. And I was like, well,
Right.
I would definitely go with Harley then.
We can't put a
So-
price on craftsmanship though. I mean, your stuff coming that you know that the leather's going to be better from you. Chief, I don't know about you, but $600 for a set of bags is not that astronomical, man. In my opinion,
And it's weird too, because I actually I have a roll of leather out back there that is actually, oh Jesus, man. Good grief. But I actually have the same leather that Harley Davidson uses for their
Right.
bikes.
Right.
So
I used to be a big Harley guy, but now I ride the Grandpa Goldwing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ride anything except the truck.
Right. One thing I did want to ask you, because I think it was brought up. So were you, if I heard you right, were you a firefighter at one time? Did you do any sort of firefighting or?
Yeah, I was a wildland firefighter for Arizona.
Gotcha.
It was basically I was a part of a volunteer fire department, and we'd get called up for doing wildland fires, and been on quite a few of them.
Right.
I definitely don't miss it.
It's funny you say that, because I was a volunteer firefighter too, and I never did wildland. Of course, you see the area we live in, there's not wildland, but I remember hearing stories and actually talking to people when I went to fire schools that did wildland stuff. And I'm like, running into a burning building is scary enough. I don't want to run into a burning forest. So I don't want to do any wildland fire. Those guys are crazy. So yeah, props to you, man.
Yeah, I did that for about 5 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
And my knees got to the point to where I couldn't be going up and down the damn hills and canyons and everything else with almost 80 pounds on my back anymore. So it was time to stop doing that.
Right. Yep. Yeah, that stuff's pretty crazy. Yep.
Oh, yeah. I've seen things in a forest fire that I never thought I would ever see a tree do.
Right. Yeah.
Ugh. Nice choice of truck. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Did that say a Harley
truck?
Yeah. Truck.
Yep.
Yeah, Harley helps build the exhaust for them, and the custom back of the seats and graphics. It's all Harley. I think the wheels are done by Harley, and it's like a tribute.
Is it a Ford?
Ford, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm sure they raise the price up a little
bit.
Yep. So
I'm a Dodge guy, so
did you see my Dodge, Jacob? My grandpa's Dodge that I got?
I think I remember seeing a picture of it.
What a beautiful machine. It looks like it rolled off the showroom, man.
I want a power wagon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
big time.
To me, that is the most beautiful truck that, in my opinion, has ever rolled off any assembly line or anything else.
Yeah,
a power wagon.
And what was the greatest TV show that made that truck really popular?
Oh, wait.
Come on,
Texas Walker or no. It's the stunt guy.
Yes.
What was it called? The stunt man?
The Fall Guy.
The Fall Guy.
The Fall Guy. Well, the Fall Guy was
a Chevy box truck.
He drove a square
body.
Yeah, he's
square body Chevy.
Yeah, he had the square body Chevy.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh wait, no, it wasn't. It was Simon and Simon, didn't they? They had that show. Simon and Simon had the.
They had a 70s power wagon.
Right. I'm sorry. See, this is why I need to just sit here and be quiet for a little while.
Well, I think I know why Chief said Walker, because wasn't it Lone Wolf McQuade that Chuck Norris had a power wagon?
I think.
I think so.
Right.
He had a Ram
Ram
wagon.
wagon. Yeah,
Ram
yeah,
wagon. There you go.
Ram, right? Yeah.
Or the
Ram
Ram
Charger.
Charger or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
The
It was
best
something.
movie
Yeah.
truck though was Red Dawn.
Oh,
When they all piled into the back of that truck and went up to the mountains. That truck took a beating, boy. I tell you what. Mm.
Right.
Speaking of trucks, who was it in here that had the 2007 Harley truck? I have a 2007 GMC Sierra that looks brand new. I take really good care of my stuff, but I'm kind of in the mood a little bit to get a newer truck, and I want a new Tundra, but I can't stand the new Tundra's look. The older Tundras a couple years ago looked really, really cool, but the brand new Tundras are disgusting looking. Anybody else agree that they just lost something?
A little bit.
yeah.
They really.
Yeah.
They lost something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. So Jacob, so you got into the beard product. So what's your favorite like scent profile, or like are you a bird blend guy or not a bird blend guy, or what's your favorite like scent profiles you look for to put in?
Usually, I'm kind of, along with Santa Tom here, I love the pipe tobacco scents. I love those. I love the woodsy type scents, but when I came across Chris and Tara with True North, they came out with the Irish Goodbye,
Love it.
and I don't know if it's subliminal messages because I'm descendant of Irish and Scottish, so that could have played into it. But when I got that bottle, I said, "This is by far the best I've ever tried," and I've always told people that I'm not afraid to admit that Irish Goodbye is my favorite. Hands down, I will. That's my favorite, my go-to, and then. I've got other favorites from other companies and stuff, but that Irish Goodbye is just awesome. Now, because I'm not a foodie scent type person. There's only a couple that I actually like, and one is the Rude Dude from True
Root beer, right?
I love that one. I love
that one.
Yeah, I love the root beer. So, but. Well, he's already said it on his lives and everything, but Corey from Weatherbeard is going essential oils. And not a problem, Chris. Keep making Irish Goodbye, buddy. So I got to test some for Corey over at Weatherbeard. And the only three people that ever had it in beard is me, Corey, and Dancy.
Wow.
Yeah, right there.
That makes you feel special.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, cool, and it's really woodsy. It's cypress.
Right.
There's cypress and I think or fir and some other stuff. And Corey, I'm sorry if I can't remember it, but that's got a really good scent to it, and it's I love it. But yeah, I am not afraid to admit that the Irish Goodbye is my favorite going across the board. So I fell in love.
I always think there's something special, like when you can, like when something emotionally attaches with you too. I mean, Chief and I, being Greek, there's a couple that kind of attach us. I know, like for me, Milan Levy, and then the one that True North just dropped, Krampus. Is it Krampus Night? Is that the full name? But it smells, black. It smells like ouzo. So when I smell that, I'm like, dude, it just brings the Greek out of me. I'm like,
absolutely.
Yep, So yeah, and then with Milan Levy, Chief and I had our hand in helping Matt from Florida Boys with that one. It's like, yeah, I mean, when I smell it, Chief actually described it the best, saying it smelled like a Greek church. And after I'm like, man, that is spot on, Chief. You're because I was like, I know this smell. I know this smell. And when he mentioned it, I'm like, yep, absolutely. So I think, like you said, when you can tie things mentally to it, it makes it that more special because it triggers thoughts and emotion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that's why I really like the tobacco scents. Because my grandpa, um, he smoked a cherry pipe
Right.
tobacco.
Right.
And if I could have somebody with a cherry pipe tobacco and mix it with a cypress, because cypress is my favorite smelling tree. I don't know why,
Right.
but it is. Especially when it goes through a sawmill.
Yeah.
It's just, oh my gosh. So if I can get somebody to mix
Chris,
that
True North,
like a woodsy
True
scent,
North, True North. If you're listening, right there.
He's probably making it right now.
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
He's probably like, there we go. I already got it done.
that would just be for me. It would be the bee's knees.
You kind of ruined my question, man. Like 10 seconds ago, I was going to ask you, all these company owners in here listening, and you had a scent to make. What would you make? So you just kind of described what you would make. So,
Right.
Yeah.
A funny story on this real quick. Okay. So Chief Dino and I, we talk sometimes through the week because I lean on these two. They've helped me a lot more than they'll ever know. Right. So we'll get past all the emotional stuff here, but let me tell you something. I got the Irish goodbye in, I think, last week or a week before, and I was actually getting ready to do a review on it because for me, I'm like, man, am I the only one that knows how good this stuff is? So I asked Chief and Dino, we're on a live chat together, kind of like we are just with each other, and I said, man, have you guys tried this? And they're like, yeah, where you been, man? So I'm like, man, this is so great. And, and it's funny how excited you can still get over a scent profile. And I feel the same way as you. Absolutely love it, man. It's just like, it's hard to explain, but it is when you smell it, it's like, that's exactly what you're smelling an Irish movie, it's absolutely wonderful.
Now, I do have to ask you guys, and I've only known two people to actually pick up on it, and that is Tara and myself, and there might be some other people, but do you guys get a floral note at the end of Irish Goodbye? Because I pick it up. It's slight, but it's there.
So to be fair, I haven't had it in beard yet. I just got this the other day, so I've only smelled it in bottle. So in bottle, I don't get the floral, but like everything, once you get it in beard and it gets to open up, it'll change. So I'll have to answer that question when I have more research done when I've got it in beard. So yeah.
I like what you said with the scent, and brings you back and gets you kind of giddy like a child. And I think that's why I like the Milkman from Apex, because my dad he wasn't a big drinker, but he drank like amaretto and Coke.
Nice.
It's something simple. It's not a hard liquor, but he drank amaretto and Coke, and that smell was so nice. It wasn't a hard, nasty whiskey scent, and I think that's why I really liked the Milkman with that amaretto in it. And you're absolutely right, Dino, man. Just some little thing that you're like, maybe it's not a great scent, but it takes you back to a good time or a good memory, and
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that I loved about the Irish Goodbye is no matter what, it reminds me of my dad is what it does. He had this cologne, and my dad never wore cologne a lot. But when he would, that's what it reminded me of.
Right.
And I think that was another thing that kind of got me attached to it, is that it reminded me of my dad.
Right.
So yeah. Yes, Tara, light floral finish. And I agree with her.
Right.
But yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. And I think I've gone 2 or 3 bottles of it to everything.
Right. Wow. Yep. See, you've got it lucky being Irish with your dad, because poor Steve and I, with our dads being Greek, I don't think anybody wants to make a garlic and feta cheese scent profile, so, you
never know.
The problem is, I don't think I'd wear that. But
have a good one, Albert.
Man, we had burgers the other night, and I like onion like all over my burger.
Yeah.
I love the taste of onions, but like I hate that breath of onions. And then you think it goes away, and then you go and brush your teeth, and then
Nope.
boom, that stink is back.
Right.
I hate it.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm,
Oh yeah. It does
No.
not go away.
No. Yep. Yep.
Jacob, a couple people are they asked earlier, but I still have it pinned, but I'll go ahead and ask you, have you ever thought about, just because of your personality, and I think it was my buddy, my Santa buddy in here, have you ever thought about possibly doing or have you done a Santa before?
Yes, I have.
There you go, man. You just got that that air about you.
Yeah.
I love it.
And I think it was on one of the lives that you actually did. You were asking some about the happiest moments or one of the proudest moments that you had, and mine was I had this 8-year-old girl. She came up and she sat on my lap. She didn't want any presents. She didn't want anything, for her. She said that she wants a mom for her dad.
Right. Right.
And I was just like, whoa, talk about pull at the heartstrings and everything else.
Right.
Man.
Right.
Oh, but that right there, I mean, that was the most heartfelt moment that I ever had playing a Santa.
How did you not cry?
It's a couple tears did come down, but I tried to hide it that way that the other kids wouldn't see it.
Right.
I like the
Right.
garlic emojis. That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, please don't make a garlic fetish. Please don't.
If somebody wanted to be crafty, though, if they made a garlic scent, they could use it as a Halloween scent and call it vampire repellent or something like that.
Yeah. I think Tara mentioned floral scents. I am not afraid of floral.
No,
I love
no.
a nice little floral note. Maybe
Right.
some tuberose type kind of thing in the back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm totally cool with like a unisex
Yeah.
scent type kind of thing. I'm totally cool with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
What's one scent that you don't like, Jacob?
Believe it or not, it's leather
Yeah.
scents.
I can understand that.
I was going to guess that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because there's everybody has leather scents, and to me, everybody, Matt, please don't take this the wrong way, but whoever told you that your leather scent smells like a saddle shop has never been in a saddle shop.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong, it smells pretty good, pretty close. The True North had one that was pretty good. Sockeye has one that's pretty good too as well. They're not bad. They're really not. They just, for me, being surrounded by this, it's in my nose. I know what leather smells like. I'm around it all the time. So to me, when somebody says, "Oh, our leather, smells like this," and I'm sitting there going,
No.
Right.
So it's like I've had to train my nose to like, okay, they're thinking of leather scents, and the way they're describing it is, I would call it maybe like a city boy Western wear store is what it smells like.
Good.
So, yeah, chat butter. Yes, chat butter for some reason. Okay, it still has that slight city boy Western wear smell to it, but it also has that really deep leather smell to it too. It's, I don't know, it's hard to explain. To me, I would love to see it as an oil.
Mm.
So, and I think if it took on as an oil form, it might be just a little bit different. but I think it would be pretty good as an oil.
Right.
Hint, Chris. Hint, Chris. Hint, Chris.
Santa Tom,
Yes, sir.
what's one that you don't care for as a scent, and you've tried? Let's say you've tried 10 different of these scents, and you don't like this one scent. What would it be?
Leather, absolutely
Okay.
leather, 100%. Me and Jacob are so much alike in scent, that way, the scents that we like. And it's not that I don't like leather. It just doesn't. I'm like him. You don't. When you walk into like a tack and saddle shop, it's such a wonderful smell.
Oh yeah.
And then a leather is just not I like the way, I think it was Corey that said it on one of his lives, and I think Jacob was in there. There's not a natural leather scent. You can't milk leather.
Yeah.
You can't squeeze the scent out of it. So it just always smells artificial. Now, there's some that comes close, but yeah, leather for sure.
Right.
What about you, Dino?
Yeah.
You know, it's not so I like dark scents, but sometimes I think some of them take it way too dark, where you're like, like I like them, but you're like, it's gone past that to where like, I think it might have sent people with sensitive noses going, yeah, I can't stand it, because I work in customer service, so I got to ride that line when I'm at work to where it's something that's not going to be too obtrusive and make people go, ooh, so I got to walk a fine line with the dark scents. So that would be my thing.
Very
What
good.
about you, Chief? What about you?
Scents that I don't care for.
Yeah.
I didn't like coffee for the longest time, but if it's done right, man, it's really freaking good. And chocolate was another one of those that you can screw up a chocolate in a heartbeat, but I've had a couple lately that have smoked me like a pack of cools, man. And gunpowder. Gunpowder is one that I got burned on once or twice, but then I got one, I don't know, a couple months ago, and it had gunpowder. And I was like,
right.
Holy crap. It's just how they, mix it with the notes, the top note, bottom note, middle note. It's got to be a low note, man, and it works. But it's
yeah.
Right.
Now, on topic of what we like and what we don't like, I don't know if anybody knows about with the new one that Dr. Nick's came out released, the Sage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. To me, growing up when I did in southern Arizona, the desert out there when it was in the summertime and it would rain is what it smelled like was sage, because we had all that desert sage out there. And so when he said he was coming out with a sage, and I'm sitting there going, oh, I got to get it, because growing up as a kid, when you smelt that coming, and it would smell like that before the rains hit, you would get that smell. And we're like, okay, we're going to have water equals we're going to have mud. Get the tractors going.
Right.
So, but yeah, that actually shows up tomorrow because, mail was closed today. So,
right.
Tara's stolen stuffing, the stuffing bandit. Can you imagine being a thief that you just snatch that off the porch or something, and you get in there, you think it's something expensive, and it's
stuffing.
I'd take it back. I'd slip it back on your porch.
Right.
Oh man.
Guys, any final thoughts? We're going to start wrapping it up here. I know I took 10 minutes of wasted time, but we're going to start wrapping it up and get ready for the bearded respect here. And so we got about 5 minutes. Chief, you got any final thoughts at all?
Man, I'm glad you jumped on with us, man. What a pleasure. It was a pleasure hanging out with you at the Buckeye Beard Battle and getting to know you, and the things that we have in common, and it was awesome. And what a great group of chat tonight, man. Lots of good people. Thank you all very, very much. I get to hang out with my two buddies up here and just spend an hour and a half with you guys. It was awesome. I appreciate you, brother.
It was definitely fun, guys, and I really enjoyed, being on here with you guys. And believe it or not, that's probably about the most I've ever opened up to anybody. So
Right.
We love
I
you.
got, I got, I got to tell you, brother, man, awesome that you came on here. I'm so glad that I met you down at the Buckeye Beer Battle. We don't live that far, so hopefully sometime soon when I get some time, I'm gonna come up and see you, man. Maybe we can hang out. Definitely wanna see you, meet you, and glad that I can call you my brother, man. Nothing but much love and respect to you, man, and your son and your family.
same back at you, brother.
Well, brother, I'd just like to say that, of course, my hat's off to you, brother. I don't take my hat off for a lot of folks because of this old bald head right here. But I will say, man, that I have so much respect for you. I always look forward to seeing you on any of the any live chat I ever jump on. It seems like the one constant is Jacob. He's there supporting the bearded community and just helping out so much. You're an inspiration. You truly are a blessing in this world, an inspiration for a man that I can make a video inspired after. And I just appreciate you, man. Appreciate the kind of person that you are. Keep doing what you're doing. And man, if there's anything, I know it broke my heart that you moved away from Texas, but if it ever gets too cold for you, man, there's always a place down here for you, even though it's a little cool down here right now. But if these two fine gentlemen up here don't have anything, Chief,
Did you get snow?
there is snow. There's about over a foot of snow in Dallas right now.
I seen that.
Yeah, it just hasn't. It's not going to get down here. We're just getting a lot of rain.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is.
Dang.
Yeah, they're getting nailed up there.
It's crazy that Texas has a foot of snow and Michigan, where Detroit area, has none. None.
Hey, so
Think about the
everybody,
state of Texas, if it flurries, they shut everything down.
Right.
Just people here just cannot drive in that stuff.
all right, before we close out, everybody go watch A Bearded Respect tonight at 9. It's going to be a good show. I appreciate everybody.
Guys, stay safe. Remember to keep these people in California in your thoughts and prayers. And guys, be kind to one another. Y'all have a good night.